speculate on a couple of different things, and I suppose at this point everyone will. But I don't have the answer. And I've talked to people who've speculated that would know, even better than, a lot better than me. But, I mean, it could be, obviously Tony there's three things. Number one, Tony makes the call. He's not picking it up. I don't know why. I would think that, but I mean, I guess, and I don't know if I've talked about this. I'm almost sure I wrote it. A couple, when all this was starting with everyone, that I did ask Tony at one point before all this happened, okay, all the 3-year deals are up now, but everyone's got the 2-year option. Okay, so and Cody's was a 2-year option. I think there were some people who thought it was 1 year. It's 2 years. They all signed. They all signed pretty much. I don't want to say they signed together, but I know Cody signed when he was in Japan, which was when I was in Japan, and the Young Bucks sort of signed then. I mean, I think there was like a little bit of fine details on that, but when I asked, like, are you going to pick up everybody's option? And he did not say yes, and I was surprised. Now, there's also the situation, because we all talk Cody. There's also Brandy involved. And again, I don't know how that fits into everything. I know people have speculated a lot on that too. But there was a feeling, one speculation is that Tony knew that Cody and Brandy were unhappy and so decided to, let them go. But they have been talking. And the one thing is that in, like whatever it was, right after the first of the year. But he did say he may not pick up all the options. The way he said that, it's like I said, I was very surprised. I didn't know who it meant because I was thinking, this probably means somebody like Kazarian. It was actually the one who came to my mind, but in fact, he signed Kazarian to a new deal. I just didn't really think of Cody for a lot of reasons. I figured Cody and the Young Bucks were, going to be there for the long haul more than almost anyone. Like even, Jericho, there's an age situation, but he was picked up. Actually, Jericho signed his 2-year extension. I don't know if you know, Jericho's 2-year thing was picked up in January 2020. So he's under contract till January 2024. But it could be that was that he sensed that they were unhappy, or they made it clear that they were unhappy and he didn't want to keep them against their will. Or it could be he just made the call and, perhaps he's got a reason. I don't know what it is. You can again speculate budgetary maybe. But they're still bringing a lot of people in. But they are, I know that Tony is very, aware of a budget. It's not some crazy rich guy just spending money like crazy because, there's guys, Owen's name should come up in this discussion. He could have bid on Owens and did not. And when Owens got that giant deal from WWE, it was very clear that take the deal. I think that the way it kind of was is that maybe in 2024, if they get a new contract for way more money, that they will increase their talent budget at that point. And in 3 years, the door's not closed on him, but it is for 3 years. He signed a 3-year deal for a lot of money. If they get a new contract that is worth a lot more money, now we're talking. What would this be? it's 4-year deal, so it's 2002, 2001. So we're talking now January 2024. At that point in time, if they do, I could see a big jump in salary level for the top guys in wrestling because, if there is more money coming in, they will be spending more money on talent. And, but we're talking 2024, and that's a big if. I mean, like, I know I've talked to people today who believe that, that big number deal based on the ratings is coming. And if you just base it on the ratings compared to all the other sports and what they get and everything, AEW is such a bargain for Warner Media, but it's still not a guarantee. There's so many things that can happen. There's so many things that can happen between now and then. I don't consider that a guarantee. You need, you want multiple bidders. Does WWE try to get something with Warner Media and offer them something? Which is a weird one because then now you're talking about potential antitrust, like with, but that, but just still, I mean, there's always, that's always something that you have to think about.
When you say Warner Media, you mean WWE has another product to sell that they would want to put in like a Dynamite slot or on any of the other Warner Media.
It could be another show. It could be one of the two big shows. I don't think, it's like if they could get Warner Media and USA to bid for Raw, it's, with the idea that, hey, these guys have had success with wrestling now, for years and years and years, they wouldn't touch wrestling. Now they've had success with wrestling. I mean, they never really bid. They didn't bid for WWE ever before. And then what was it? The 1 year where they were not even 1 year, but several years where WWE was looking to get them into the bidding for the product. The fact is that they didn't. But once, and then Kevin Riley's not there. I mean, it's like, I don't think that's, I don't want to say anything. I mean, I'm just throwing things out there. That would be, and again, and there could be something where a bunch of stations go in there. Hey, look, this is a show that wins Wednesday nights. Do you, I mean, it's got a following. But everything's up in the, for 2024, everything's up in the air. And again, these continued success of the show, it's like I've said this many times before, it's very important that the ratings now are very, very good right now. But it's when you're talking about negotiating the deal, I'm going to say late 2022, early 2023 is key. If they're growing until then, obviously that's better. If they're falling at that point, obviously that's not as good. I mean, there's, you've got to be strong. You got to be strong late 2022, early 2023. If they're ahead of Raw by then, and that's trajectory wise, that is a possibility. Just by that, by that alone, that would be very, very beneficial to them.
All right, let's start with some of these questions. A lot of questions about NDAs, and because of Cody's